Hello and welcome to the world premiere of the Great Gala Cook Off. My name is Alishia. I serve as the Director of Talent Acquisition for Episcopal Retirement Services, and I'm one of the hosts of today's competition.
And I'm Emerson Stambaugh, Executive Director of Hospitality Services for ERS, and I'm excited to also be a part of today's event as Alishia's co-host.
The Great Gala Cook Off is part of this year's annual gala, A Taste of Giving, which we hope will raise nearly $250,000 for ERS's annual fund, the Good Samaritan Mission.
Alishia, we have 3 amazing and amateur chefs full of passion for the important work that we do in serving older adults. In just a few minutes, they'll go head-to-head in the kitchen. I wonder who's going to emerge as ERS top chef.
I don't know, but I cannot wait to see what they all do and how they handle the pressure. What I really love about today's competition is that our chefs will be challenged to not only incorporate specific ingredients into their dishes and judged by how well they taste, and for their presentation, they'll also be judged by how well they incorporate inspiration from the stories of older adults we serve into their dishes.
They'll need to keep a cool head and stay focused on their cooking, but they'll also have to put their heart and soul into it, and they only have 90 minutes to pull it off.
Well, let's meet our contestants and learn a little bit about them and their connection to ERS. First, we have ERS's President and CEO, Dora Anim. Dora started out as an intern at ERS 27 years ago, working her way through many different roles and responsibilities until she was named President and CEO in 2017. Little did she know that just 3 years later, she would be guiding ERS through a 100-year pandemic with older adults being the most vulnerable population. As the saying goes, that which does not break us makes us stronger. And this has definitely been the case for Dora, who is more committed than ever to enriching the lives of older adults. Dora is a champion of innovation in the field of senior living and services with a keen sense of the needs and desires of older adults in our community. With the mind of an entrepreneur and the heart of a caregiver, Dora is known for using food as a way to connect with people.
Next, we have Jack Koepke, or more formally known as the Reverend John F. Koepke III. Jack is a cradle Episcopalian. He was ordained as a deacon and priest in the Episcopal Diocese of Pittsburgh, and eventually found his way to Ohio when he was called to be the rector of St. Paul's Episcopal Church in Dayton. Appointed as the canon to the ordinary of the Diocese of Southern Ohio in 2011, he assumed the role as the bishop's representative on the ERS Board of Directors, and has continued in this capacity since retiring a few years ago. Jack's earliest memories in the kitchen are from the summer when he was but 7 or 8 years old. To keep her children busy, his mother had the brilliant idea that each child would be responsible for preparing a meal one night a week. She served as their sous chef. Together, they created memories that lasted a lifetime.
And finally, we have Dora Anim. Dora, a champion of philanthropy, is a CEO and creator of Cincinnati Foundation, our region's leading community foundation that believes change is sparked when people come together in partnership, collaboration, and generosity. The words "think big" are plastered to the wall of her office as a reminder to herself and others to get out of their comfort zone and not fear being the first to do something in order to pave the way for others. Born in Ghana as a daughter of a diplomat, Dora spent much of her childhood traveling the world. She settled in Cincinnati after attending the University of Cincinnati and marrying her husband. Together they have 4 children. She's excited that our city is emerging as a culinary mecca with many great food options that inspire her own cooking, which she hopes to earn her top shelf honor today.
At ERS, we firmly believe that we are at our best when we collaborate with other talented, dedicated, and passionate, like-minded partners. We are so fortunate to have literally hundreds of corporate partners, churches, and other organizations who share the core values that guide us.
Soupe is a great example of such a partner, and we are so pleased to introduce Suzy DeYoung, founder of Soupe, as our Great Gala Cook Off celebrity judge. Chef Suzy DeYoung started Soupe in 2014 after a very successful 25-year career as a restaurateur and caterer. Le Soupe is a nonprofit food rescue organization that bridges the gap between food waste and hunger. Le Soupe's unique chef-driven rescue, transform, share model that Suzy created gives chefs like herself the opportunity to bring their culinary talents for those experiencing food insecurity. The team at Le Soupe creates highly nutritious, restaurant-quality, ready-to-eat food using food that is rescued from distributors all across Cincinnati, which Le Soupe's 300-plus volunteers pick up every single day of the week. By rerouting quality food doomed for the dumpster to those experiencing food insecurity, thousands of pounds of food are kept out of landfills and people's lives are changed for the better. At the onset of COVID, both ERS and Le Soupe were experiencing unique challenges that brought our two organizations together. We were struggling to find ways to get food to some of the older adults we serve, especially those living in our affordable living communities. Meanwhile, Le Soupe was struggling to get food to those throughout the community who needed it urgently. They quickly launched the Community Kitchen Program, and ERS, along with Mita's Restaurant, were fortunate to have been invited to be their pilot partners.
We all know how hard hit the restaurant industry was by the pandemic, so this was a great way to support some of those restaurants that have been such a wonderful supporter of the community for so many years. Here's how it worked. Le Soupe raised funds to pay restaurants to prepare meals. This helped them keep their doors open when the world shut down. 3 times a week for 9 months during the peak of the pandemic, ERS staff and volunteers would load up coolers at Mita's with 150 frozen meals and drive them to various affordable living communities. In total, over 11,400 meals were delivered to ERS residents.
Wow, that is amazing. And you know, Emerson, this was much more than just about the food. It was a reason to go door to door to our residents' apartments to check on them and chat for a few minutes. It helped remind them that they were not alone and that there were many of us that were out here who were thinking about them and who care about them.
You are so right. This was a time when our residents were feeling so isolated. During those friendly visits, sometimes our residents revealed other issues that they were struggling with. For instance, we had one person who their refrigerator had gone out, and one of our volunteers donated a brand new refrigerator to that resident.
That is really what ERS's person-centered philosophy is all about. We're about to take a quick break. Stay tuned as our chefs get ready to cook and see who can claim ERS's top chef honors.
Welcome back to ERS Great Gala Cook Off. I'm your co-host, Emerson Stambaugh, along with Alishia Lee. We'd like to welcome you to the Learning Kitchen in Westchester, Ohio, where our chefs will face off to see who will earn top chef honors.
Welcome, chef contestants Laura, Jack, and Dora. Today's competition will require you to think quickly and creatively, incorporating your cooking skills along with your passion for ERS into one dish of your choice. First course, salad, entree, and dessert. You'll each have 90 minutes to prepare your dish. Then you present to our celebrity judge, Suzy DeYoung. You'll be judged on 3 criteria: taste, presentation, and how well you incorporate the inspired ingredients by the stories of the older adults served by ERS through the Good Samaritan Mission Fund.
Chefs, before we get started, we have some stories from across ERS to help inspire you. Frankly, all of us. Listen to their stories carefully and watch closely, because any food item you hear about or see can serve as your inspiration ingredient. Keep in mind that when you present your dish at the end of today's competition to the celebrity judge, Suzy, you will need to explain what moved you to choose that particular ingredient you built your dish around. Let's get started with our first video featuring residents, staff, and volunteers in affordable living by ERS.
Affordable Living by ERS has communities in Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana. We think of the ERS difference as being the supports and services that we provide to allow residents to live independently for as long as possible. As we all know, the coronavirus pandemic was really challenging for everyone, but especially for our residents.
The pandemic was a time for those of us who work in activities to get creative and think totally outside the box, because our job is to get people out of their apartments. Our job changed. We wanted them to stay in their apartments. We learned more about COVID and we were able to do more. Then we started providing food at their doors, especially during the pandemic. The food needed to be delivered or have 2 extra ingredients, I should say, and that would be love and prayer. When we came to their doors, we came with love, we came with joy, we came with smiles, because a lot of them suffering from fear and anxiety, all the unknowns.
And a lot of the residents here don't have family connections. They're all alone.
So we were there to bring the food to them and bring it with love, bring it with our prayers, and bring it with joy.
For residents to thrive, they must not only be supported, but also be active.
The coffee hour, it gives the residents a chance to come out every morning and socialize, get together. We have a great time every morning. And it gives the residents a chance to come out and not feel so isolated.
Food is a great way to connect. The residents sit together. They are talking, conversing, connecting with one another. We bring volunteers in. We've even had grill outs where volunteers come and they grill out and then they come in and serve, connect with our residents.
The community gardens offer them a place to get outside together and to use their talents. Many residents have gardened their whole lives, and the vegetables they grow, they love to share with their neighbors. Another thing that we have done and we continue to do through the pandemic was have free store food bank produce trucks.
Especially in the spring and the fall, they have the potatoes and squash and carrots. They also have leafy vegetables like collard greens and spinach and those type of things.
You know, with the help of God and the help of each other, we're going to get through this. I really believe that.
The pandemic was a very tough time for a lot of us. We couldn't see our families, we couldn't hug anybody, and we felt at risk, but not nearly as much so as if we were living independently in our own homes. I can't say enough about the whole staff, and I think the maintenance, everybody was so patient and so kind to us. We were all really not happy about our hair. And we all grew out white. But the one day I was walking past Ginny Tars and I said, "Jenny, my hair is terrible." She said, "Come on in and I'll cut it for you." And she really did a good job. So you weren't really expecting the staff to take care of the beauty shop too. Well, I was getting very restless and I was just going buggy. Well, everything, all the groceries, all the medications, everything had to come in the front door. I found out that the staff was ordering groceries for people, helping them put orders in. So from then on, we helped deliver groceries, we helped deliver the drugstore, we helped anything. It really gave me a purpose every day to get up, know I was needed. And so this is what we did for 15 months.
Well, it was sort of an unusual time when couldn't do for yourself what you always did. Like that's one of the problems with growing old. When I gave up my driver's license a year ago, I suddenly became dependent on others. Mary brought them down and unloaded them, and I stuck them on the shelf or in the reefer or whatever. It was always nice to know that is being taken care of. That was a really nice part.
We were glad that there were staff members here that we were familiar with, that we knew would take good care of him when we couldn't get in to see him.
Wonderful young man, brought groceries from Kroger. And Jake and I became buddies, long distance. I mean, he would bring the groceries and I would take them. So we laughed a lot. I mean, he really became a friend. And I had told him right at the end, I said, Jake, the only thing I want for Christmas is a ride in your wonderful Jeep. It was a special time, and in many respects, as a family here, all of us, we became closer because we didn't have any outside influence. So we truly became a family. Now that we are all vaccinated, 100% here at Dupree, finally, Christmas is going to come early. I'm going to have a ride in Jake's Jeep.
All right, chefs, you have your inspiration. You'll have 90 minutes to put all of your talent and passion into creating a dish that celebrity judge Suzy DeYoung, founder of our partner Le Soupe, will evaluate to determine which of you will earn top ERS chef honors based on your taste, presentation, and use of the inspiration ingredients. Ready, set, go!
Starting to smell good back there.
It certainly is.
What are we making? Do you know? Anybody have an idea?
I don't know. We've got Jack doing something with watermelon.
Nothing says summer like a fresh watermelon.
Absolutely.
I smell butter.
Yes. Laura's chopping some chocolates.
Yeah, I see garlic and chocolate in that mise en place. There's something exciting going on over there, but I don't know what.
I hope so.
Okay, Dora. What do we have going on here? Everything looks so good.
Hi, I've got a lot going on. I'm actually preparing a 3-course meal, and I'm starting with my dessert.
3 courses in 90 minutes?
Correct.
You are one brave woman, let me tell you.
So I'm just starting prepping my dessert. It's gonna be a bread pudding, so it needs to sit for about half an hour to 45 minutes. Bread pudding, for some reason, is like comfort dessert. My family loves it, and you don't find it enough on menus, so every chance I get, I try to put together a bread pudding. So I just made a stovetop bread pudding.
Okay, let's motor on. See what's going on over here with Miss Laura Lamb.
Hey, Emerson.
Hey, what we got going on?
Well, I took the challenge of using this suddenly salad.
Okay.
So I've got my cupcakes in the oven already.
Cupcakes, what
Yep.
flavor? Let me guess, chocolate?
Well, yes, Dove chocolate to be specific.
Dove chocolate,
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
You're making me nervous standing there.
It's not uncommon for me to surprise somebody with their favorite cupcake or their favorite food treat, just to let them know that they're seen and I care about them and to keep marching on with us.
Well, Laura's obviously in a good shape over here. She knows what she's doing, so I'm gonna motor on down to Jack and see where we are with this watermelon. I see we've got a cut up watermelon.
We do.
We have lime in here, right?
Right, little lime, little olive oil for a little lime vinaigrette.
Lime vinaigrette,
Right.
okay. Wonderful.
And we'll put a little mint on there and some feta cheese, and that's going to be a nice little salad to accompany what I'm going to make for the main course.
That sounds great.
Well, I'm hoping that that the judges will see their way clear to award me the top chef or the top dog thing. But you know, if that doesn't happen, one could argue the judges may have made a mistake. I'm not sure.
So Dora, what are we making here?
So I just finished prepping my bread pudding that's in the fridge for about a half an hour. Yep, now I'm gonna start with my meat. So I'm gonna have braised pork shoulder with a toasted rice.
Toasted rice.
Yes, with nice gravy and glazed carrots to go with that. And I'm gonna start on my bonus meal, which is really a soup. I was telling Emerson I was inspired by the residents of the affordable living who have a community garden. And so the carrots that I'll be using and the potatoes and the kale are all items that could be grown in a garden and you could use in any meal at home. So fairly affordable, easy, accessible, but very tasty. I consider food the universal language. It's the language of love, care, and it brings everyone together. And from a very young age, I've been very passionate about the opportunity you have to put different flavors together and the emotion that it evokes in people when they come together around a meal.
And what are we making here? Something with grapefruit?
I am. So I like Dora. I heard she was an overachiever. So she's doing 3. So I'm doing 3 items.
Whoa, a little competition. Okay.
So the oranges and the grapefruit were on my friend Pierson Davis's list. He would get click list every week, and he always got his oranges and grapefruit. So I thought I'd make a citrus salad with the lettuce that he liked, and then I'm going to make a little vinaigrette. All my dishes were inspired by Pierson's click list, and I think the fun thing about the click list is it really showed our residents that they didn't have necessarily control over what they were receiving from the grocery store, but it was really fun to watch them kind of improvise and get creative in terms of what they were given. Pierson is a wonderful man, and I've known him even before he's moved in. He's got a passion for our organization. He's supported affordable housing in the community through his church, and when I saw his click list, I said, I'm going to use as many items on his list as I could. So.
Okay, Jack, we've got corn.
We have corn, and we're going to have veggies like you've never seen.
I can't wait.
This is all a celebration of the garden, the community garden. So.
And that was your inspiration?
The garden was the inspiration. The garden is the star. Okay. Well, I'm just going to provide a little stage for this garden to talk.
Most ERS places have a community garden of some kind, but the way that community garden was structured and operates is different. Nobody has their own plot. Everybody's plot is there. And so what I thought was just amazing and so community life-giving in so many ways is that people in the community come and take from the garden what they needed or what they wanted for the day.
Okay, so your inspiration.
Yeah, my inspiration is all about, a lot of the residents in our affordable living are low income. So they don't have a lot of resources and wealth. And what we're trying to do here is to say, if you don't need to have a lot of money to cook a really great, amazing gourmet meal. And so all these ingredients are really low, affordable, and available anywhere. But we're going to just elevate them in terms of flavor and taste. So folks can have that at home.
Oh my gosh, Dora is a strategist. I was intimidated by having her as a contestant because she's so smart and so strategic, and I thought she is just gonna blow me out of the water. So I was intimidated, to say the least. Jack with the collar, give me a break. I mean, he's always referencing his collar and God, and...
So I'm excited. There's a lot of action happening right now.
Yeah, this is so exciting. I wish everybody in the audience could smell what we're smelling right now.
Yeah,
it smells delicious. Laura just accused us of sabotaging her by stealing her mixing bowl, but we found it.
There's definitely competition between these three. I can see it in their eyes.
Absolutely.
They're so intent upon what's going on that one time I caught Dora glancing over as if she thought, I've got to up my game.
I did hear Laura say, since Dora was doing 3, she was doing 3 dishes.
She totally upped her game.
Yes.
She's got a beautiful soup. She's trying to win over somebody.
Yeah.
I don't know who that would be.
But then we got Jack over here in the corner just acting all calm, cool, and collected.
Exactly.
But I thought I saw a bead of sweat on his forehead.
I did too.
Well, I did learn from Dora that she's making some pretty fancy pork chops with some toasted rice. It sounded really complicated, but she said that was part of her inspiration, is because it's for our affordable living communities, you don't have to have a lot of money to make a beautiful dish, which I thought was absolutely amazing.
Yeah. And that's the part that I love about this whole thing, is that it hits so many of the same notes as the mission of La Soupe. Mm-hmm. And that we can really see that the people that are serving on your board are also living the mission in their kitchen work.
Absolutely.
So it's really a great symmetry.
Yeah, we're definitely a like-minded group of folks here.
I would say so. And then Jack's trying to win everybody over with the smell of bacon. Nothing smells better than bacon. The little swirly gig. Look at this girl go.
Okay, so Laura, we know she's moonlighting
She's
as a pastry
I was just
chef.
going to say, I think she's got Martha Stewart on the brain.
Emerson, how many cupcakes a year do you think I make?
Oh my gosh, dozen upon dozen cupcakes.
Now, Dora, your sauce, what kind of sauce are you making?
It is a shallot and garlic sauce reduced with some white wine and just salt and pepper, a little bit of mustard, a little bit of Worcestershire sauce.
Okay, now how hard is it working this induction top?
Tricky, it's tricky. It keeps turning off when the pans touch, so I have to make sure my pans don't come into contact. But otherwise, it's working out really great.
All right, so you think you're going to be able to finish your dish?
Yeah, we're winding down.
What do you have going in the bowl there?
Which one?
Or in the whatever we call that.
This is
wok. Yeah, I guess.
This is sausage for my soup.
Okay.
Yep. I'm just gonna finish the soup with a little sausage and kale, and it'll be ready to go.
Oh, awesome.
Yummy.
We're running low on time. You think they're going to be able to finish 3 courses?
Chop, 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 chop.
I don't know.
3 courses in 90 minutes?
It's going to be time to plate before you know it.
It really is.
I was in absolute complete panic. So that's the moment where the clock really was my biggest enemy as I started to reflect and think, oh, I'm making a 3-course meal in this short period of time and it's all catching up to me.
I think what's going to set the amateurs away from the professionals is the garnish.
Ah, the plating.
Yes. How it's plated, how it's garnished. Because after all, we eat with our eyes first.
That's absolutely true.
Absolutely true.
Okay, chefs, you have 1 minute left.
What?
Before it's over. 60 seconds.
Okay. Oh. We got this, guys.
Are you gonna have your chicken ready in time?
I hope so. The chicken's ready. It needs to rest. It's napping right now.
It's
so can you be
napping.
quiet, please?
That's
so the
gonna be
yes.
the fastest nap ever.
Well, when they said they had a minute or 30 seconds left, everything was ready to go except the chicken. And I was hoping the oven and the chicken would come to some kind of a mutual agreement fairly quickly so that it would be done so that I could slice it and get it ready to go.
Looks like Laura's plating her salad. Miss Dora's getting, I'm not sure. All right. Guys, we have 30 seconds left till the competition is over. Just 30 seconds.
Ah! Oh my gosh! What was that, Jack?
The chicken.
I'm a chicken now?
No, you're not a chicken. I'm working with a chicken, and I just woke it up from its nap.
Oh. There was this torrential downpour, and I was really worried because when you make cupcakes, it's really sensitive. Your buttercream, is sensitive to humidity. So that was a real thing that we couldn't control.
I wonder if Dora's rice is gonna be done.
And Jack's chicken, is it done with its nap? It's been resting forever.
Oh my gosh, that bread pudding looks amazing.
It sure does.
All right, chefs. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Hands up. Step away from the kitchen. Great job, everybody.
All right. Well, thank you for the opportunity to cook for you today. Normally, in my business, my 2 ingredients are bread and wine. I was pleased to have the opportunity to do some other things with some other ingredients. This is a roasted chicken breast with a summer garden succotash, along with a watermelon with feta and mint salad to go with it.
Okay, that's good.
So you did the salad and the dessert as one.
Correct.
That's what I'm saying.
That's correct. Yes. Okay. And part of the inspiration of this is, number one, I like working with lots of ingredients. And the second thing is, this is all from the garden. It's fresh. And that succotash could be anything. Just what do you pick today? And that's the fun part of this whole thing. So that's great. And so the other inspiration was Phil the griller, because if I were doing this at home, I'd be grilling that chicken with Phil, and maybe throw a brat on there too. Just do whatever. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. You're welcome to try.
Right, can't wait to taste it.
Looks delicious.
Going in on the salad first, guys?
I'm the opposite. I'm going for succotash.
I'm going for dessert first.
I love the versatility of that.
Yes.
I think that gets extra points.
Feta and watermelon.
What did you season your chicken with?
The chicken is seasoned with some paprika, salt and pepper, a little onion powder, and oregano, and my secret ingredient, which is brown sugar.
Oh. I tasted sugar.
I thought you were going to say love.
No, well, that.
Well, today I've prepared for you an inspirational dinner based on our basket that we received from ClickList from one of our residents. So today I made an herb and orange panko crusted chicken breast with a light living lettuce salad with a citrus topping and a citrus dressing. Make sure you might want to identify what the crunch is on the salad.
I heard you say you had a secret ingredient.
Secret ingredient that was in the basket instead of croutons. Okay. And then, because I agree that no meal is complete without something sweet, I made a Dove dark chocolate cupcake with an orange buttercream frosting. And all three of my menu items have mayonnaise.
Can't wait to taste it.
And speaking of bonus points, the suddenly salad is in my item as well.
That's right. Okay.
And the plate is so colorful.
It
That's
is.
one of the things I like about it so much.
It's beautifully plated.
Very summery look to it.
Really good.
Lemony, citrusy, herby, crunchy.
Is your secret ingredient pretzels?
Pretzel loops.
Those are delicious.
Yeah. Very good. Thank you
Okay.
very much, Laura.
Yes, thank you, Laura. That was delicious.
So, good afternoon. Thank you for this opportunity, Chef Suzy, Emerson, and Alishia. What I prepared today is a 3-course meal. I also had intended to have some glazed carrots with my main dish. So that would have added a pop of color and vegetables to my dish, but at the last minute after I plated, I realized I left my carrots off the plate. This entire meal really was inspired by the residents of the affordable living for that ERS is so wonderful in our community. We know that a lot of our seniors are going to be boomers, and our boomers are aging without savings, about 30% of them. So it's really important that we consider low budget meals so they can eat well with quality meals. And so that's what inspired this. So our first course is the soup. The second is toasted rice with a little bit of garlic and onion, with a reduced sauce and braised pork shoulder. And finally, no good meal ends without a sweet item. And so what I have for you is a bread pudding, stovetop cooked, with a vanilla sauce and a little bit of fresh strawberries and blueberries.
Oh, wonderful.
Sounds awesome.
Okay, sounds delicious. All right.
Sounds
Getting
great.
into the soup.
Hope it tastes as good as it smells.
Yes. I love the fresh kale in here. Oh, that's good. That's really good. All right. That was some pretty stiff competition.
That was some incredible competition.
Very hard.
I do not envy the position you're in right now,
It was not an
Suzy.
easy thing. It was very difficult.
Was it that close, that tight of a decision?
Well, it was looking at the 3 criterion.
Okay.
So who, taste, presentation, mission, looking at all inspiration from the mission.
So you got all those in there. You think in equal parts?
No, I kind of went in a couple different directions with your guys' help. So don't throw me under the bus here.
So what did you like most about
I learned from some of your guys.
So Dora's dish. Tell us a little bit what you thought about Dora's dish.
Incredibly perfectly seasoned. There wasn't a thing where I thought a little bit of acid, a little bit more heat. So all of that in that regard, taste-wise.
Her soup was amazing.
Amazing.
I could have eaten that nonstop.
Yeah.
And don't get me started on that skillet top bread pudding.
That's true. That's
delicious.
Yeah,
So,
very good stuff.
Laura was, I took the cupcakes home.
I think we all took the cupcakes home. Yeah. No trace of mayonnaise anywhere.
And the rest of the dish, visually just beautiful. I was looking at the knife skills, incredibly good knife skill.
And her salad?
Yes, her little tiny little red onion, and everything was perfect in execution there.
Nice.
I really like the ingenuity of using pretzels
Pretzels.
as the crunch in the salad
Absolutely.
instead of crouton.
Yes.
Now,
Absolutely.
necessity's the mother of invention. Right?
Absolutely.
And I thought they were walnuts at first.
Oh, wow.
At first, looking at them, I thought they were walnuts.
When she said I have a secret ingredient, I was kind of trying to peek, and I thought it was a nut too. I thought it was sunflower seeds. Though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Secret ingredient, I got nervous.
Now, what about Jack's?
Jack's,
Yeah.
I thought was absolutely beautiful. Like
It sure was.
visually was just perfect. I was nervous for him using watermelon as, like we discussed. I said the watermelon, if it was bad, what was going to happen? So a lot of times you cut into the stuff and it's like, yesterday's was so sweet, but this one wasn't. So he hit the jackpot because that was a darn good watermelon.
Yep.
And then with the salt of the feta and the lime on the chicken.
And the succotash was just beautiful.
It's
All those
gorgeous.
colors and vegetables. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
Definitely the most colorful of all the dishes. I made.
Absolutely, yes. There is no loser in this competition because they were all very, very well
So
done.
your mind is made up,
mind
and
is
we
made
definitely
up.
have a winner.
Yep.
So, without further ado, I'm going to call the chefs up. Please come stand next to your plates.
I'm excited.
Oh my gosh, the tension is building.
Like I said, I was basing it on all the formality of who had the most beautiful presentation. Everybody's, surprisingly, I couldn't find anything wrong in the seasoning. And that's usually what I would expect. And did they hold to their inspiration? So without saying the two that had points knocked off, because they lacked in some of those regards, the winner is Chef Jack.
All right.
Why did I choose Jack? Because you have a collar on. Hello? I'm kidding. So your dish was perfect and presentation was gorgeous. Chicken was cooked perfectly and seasoned perfectly. Like I said, you took the gamble with the watermelon, but maybe in your line of work, somebody provided you with the perfect watermelon, perhaps.
I have several watermelons in the trunk right now.
Okay, so you were testing them as you
Exactly,
went.
if I
Okay, I didn't even see that. So, but overall, it was really beautiful, beautifully done.
Congratulations, Jack.
Thank you so very much. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Well deserved.
Thank you. I appreciate
Well
it.
deserved.
Come on up, contestants. You guys did such a good job. Such a great job.
You guys did awesome stuff too.
my
Awesome stuff too. So that's
Everybody
good.
did a great job. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes.
good. And I think the idea that there are no losers is really important. And so we were having some fun, but we were cooking with each other. And we're cooking with each other for a really important cause, and that's important too. So what an honor it's been to do this with you all. What fun it's been. And God is good all the time. And so there we are. God is good.
Absolutely.
That's right. So good.
Good job, everybody.
I'd like to thank Jack, Dora, and Laura for participating in today's Great Gala Cook Off Challenge. A big thanks to Soupe's Suzy DeYoung for serving as our celebrity judge. And thanks to all of you, friends and donors to ERS's Good Samaritan Mission Fund. Together, we're feeding the mind, body, and soul of thousands of older adults in a person-centered, innovative, and spiritually based way. If you'd like to learn more about how you can support the Good Samaritan Mission Fund and other needs of ERS, visit www.ersfoundation.org. On behalf of myself and my co-host Alishia Lee, thank you for joining us, and congratulations to our top chef and to all of our contestants. You're all winners in our eyes. Today's show is brought to you by Cisco, whose purpose is to connect the world, to share food, and care for one another. General Mills. For every $100 donated the night of the gala, a shelf-stable pantry pack will be delivered to an affordable living resident. There should always be food on the shelf.
And thanks to our location host, The Learning Kitchen, Cincinnati's premier cooking class destination. Their take on cooking is simple. It should be easy, fun, and delicious. Discover your inner chef at The Learning Kitchen, located in Westchester, Ohio.